Okay, I'm Tomasz Marciszewski. I'm from No Pattern, and I'm here to talk about Socket.io. It won't be a very in-depth introduction, but it will be introduction, so you'll know what you really need to know about it. Okay, first of all of the disclaimers. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing live presentation like that for the first time in my life, so there will be glitches and there will be mistakes, so please be gentle. Second of all, this presentation contains of wait a moment, right? Okay. This presentation contains of live examples which you will be able to participate in and you are expected to, okay? There is one problem. The local network is not working. So you will have to use your mobile phones with 3G or something. Okay? Oh, there is one more disclaimer. The live stream is delayed for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. So if you are watching on live stream, you will see something else on your screen and you will see something else here. So, sorry. Okay, what we will talk about today. We'll look at super boring examples. We'll talk about cool features of Socket.io. We'll learn how it works. We'll talk about scaling of Socket.io, which is not very simple, I think, and we'll create art together. Okay, who knows the answer to this question on the audience? Yeah, right, 4 or 5, shit. Okay, so Socket.io is a library, buzzwords, right? It's a library for real-time, bidirectional, event-based communication between server and client. It's a very high-level library. Basically, you just take it and use it and it works. So you don't need much of the knowledge I'm going to give you today, because with a few pages of documentation that is on the main page of Socket.io, you will be able to create cool applications that are just working, especially if you don't have thousands of users online. So really try it. It will change the way you're creating applications. You won't care about HTTP stuff. It will just happen. This will be communication like in, I don't know, TCP sockets. It just works. Okay, Socket.io is providing 2 types of messages. It is able to provide text messages, which can be just plain UTF-8 text, and also JSON, XML, and whatever else you can just make text of. It is using 3 transports, so 3 modes of communication. First of that is polling, so HTTP long polling. I just learned how it works, so it sucks. But there are also WebSockets, which are cool, I guess. There are better ways in preparation, but WebSockets are the best we have at the moment. And there are flash sockets, which are kind of from the past, and we are actively trying to kill them all. But they are still here and will be for a long time, I think. So Socket.io is able to communicate through those transports to provide you with those this bi-directional communication. So you are able to send messages from the client and from the server to the server to the clients and from the client to the server at all times. You don't need to worry about creating some requests or preparing any type of those things. You just emit to the socket and it happens. Socket.io is really, really high level. So it hides all of the details from you. It doesn't show you really, you don't need to care when it changes the transport, when you disconnected, because it will reconnect right away and provide you with the messages that you have missed when you were disconnected. So that's really cool. Yeah, examples. Yeah, there will be two very boring examples right now. First of all, there is example of bidirectional communication, right? So in this example, the client is sending requests to the server, give me image, and the server is replying with image URL. As you can see, every few seconds the image is changing, and if I make the second one, you can also use the address from the browser in your mobile phones, and it will show the same thing pretty much. As you can see, those two browsers are showing different images, and I think I will show you why. Okay, so here is all the code from the client. So as you can see, this here requests image every 2 seconds, right? It sends this socket emit get image to the server, and then it waits. It doesn't care if it replies or not. It just waits. And on every event from Socket.io, because we remember that Socket.io is event-based, on every event that is called image, it will take the message, write our URL, which is passed by a message, and it will set the test image attribute. So now we know why both of the, no, we don't know it, sorry. And here is the server. I have omitted all of the setup, which is really simple. I think I will show it to you right here. That line just turns on the Socket.io, and then in example bidirectional, which is here, you need to connect it to the HTTP server, right? So it's not a problem. You can use the standard Node.js HTTP server. You can use Express.js and pretty much any other which is able to give you HTTP server. So the code of the server is really easy and simple. It awaits the get image event, which we have sent here. And when it gets it, it emits to the client this socket. This represents the client. Random image, which is generated here. And this random is why both of the clients are getting different images. Not every time, but mostly, right? And this is the end of the first super boring example. And then we go to the broadcast. This is the second mode of communication from Node.js, which simply means that server is broadcasting message to all of the connected clients. And as we can see, it broadcasts images to all of the clients at once. There can be slight desync depending on your socket connection, depending on your network, depending on various settings, but pretty much you will get the same message at the same time. And the code. A client at first, I think. Client code is simpler this time. It just I'm looking here. No, I'm looking. Okay, so the client is awaiting example broadcast image event, and every time this event occurs, it sets the text and src attribute of our image. So yeah, this is pretty much what is going on. And the server is also simple. I know that set interval is bad, but I have used it anyway. So yeah, it generates the random image and it broadcasts it to all of the clients connected to the server. I'm finally out of the super boring examples. Yeah. This is not all. That is not mine. Sorry. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. There are two very important features of Socket.io, which are pretty special to it because all the libraries similar to Socket.io don't have it, which are namespaces and rooms, which provide multicasting, the connection, multiplexing, right, to socket connection. So you can create one connection to the server and then receive on different channels from the same server with only just one connection. So not most basic. The most important one are the namespaces. So it is really difficult. It's a simple concept, but it's difficult to explain. So namespaces, you connect to the namespace. It is described by something like URL for this namespace. So you can say that connect to, I don't know, /JS/Warsaw, and you will connect to the namespace that is described by that name. Important thing is that if server is not supporting that namespace, it cannot, clients cannot connect to it. So it is different from rooms. It's different topic. Sorry. So when you are connected to the namespace, you are getting a whole set of new events from this namespace. Every namespace can have whole set of events that are just for this namespace. It also always have connection and disconnection events, so it's quite important for keeping track of your users in each of the namespaces. Also, each of the connections that you make anyway is namespace, because default namespace is just /, so you are always using it. There are also rooms, which you can join after you connect to the namespace. So it is a second tier of splitting your connection. So you can think about it as filters for receiving messages from your namespace. You can join many rooms at once, as well as you can join many namespaces at once, but also you can join multiple rooms in every namespace you connect to. The important difference is that you need to rejoin all the rooms you were in to receive messages after every reconnect. This is different from namespaces because when you connect to the namespace, you are connected, and when you when you join rooms, you first need to connect and then you need to join. Okay, third feature of the Socket.io, which is quite important, is volatile messages. Because if you send messages in a normal way, Socket makes every possible attempt to deliver those messages to the client. But when you mark them as volatile, you can treat it as UDP connection. Socket will try to deliver those messages, but if it fails, it won't care that much. So If your application is slow or your network is slow, you will drop some of the messages. There are cases when you can just drop some of the messages and it won't mean that much. You can think about it as FPS game, network FPS game. If you drop some of the frames from the network connection, it won't mean that much. You will get some jagginess or something, but it is not crucial to get all of the messages. This puts a lot less strain on the server, but yeah, you will drop some of the messages. So it is a matter of decision which of the messages are really important and which are not that important. So as we discussed, yeah, I'm out of the boring part, I think. As we have, I have said previously, there are 3 transport modes. So this is long polling, this is WebSocket and FlashSocket. And somehow Socket.io must decide which transport it is using. So at first, it is always connecting to the long polling, and it is doing it as long as it must. So as long as it must means that it is sending probes to the user browser and asks it if it can support WebSocket or if it can support FlashSocket. There are different reasons for not supporting one of those modes of communication, such as firewalls, personal virus, antivirus solutions, etc. Really different ways. But Socket makes it for you. You don't have to care. It will still work on log polling. It will be a little slower. You won't be able to get hundreds of messages per second, but it will work. It will work fine. And then when the probes come back, it is upgrading the connection. If it is able to upgrade to WebSocket, it will do. And if it is not able to, it will try to connect to FlashSocket. Okay, what happens if you get a lot of users, right? It is getting a little tight on your server. There are really only 2 things you can do. The standard machine can hold somewhere around 10 to 20,000 users online connected to the Socket.io. So the simplest thing you can do is buy bigger machine, but it will only get you so far. So this doesn't really work. If you get really large numbers of users, you need to use something called adapter, which is a piece of software that is connecting all of your from this side. You need to have number of threads running Socket.io. So number of threads of Node.js running Socket.io. And those threads need to work as one. So you do some magic at the Nginx or any other software like that. So all of the connections are switched to any of the servers. And then you need to think about something to make all of those threads act as one. Right? So that's why adapter was conceived. The basic one is developed by Socket.io team, and it is based on Redis, basically on pub/sub functionality of Redis. So when any of the nodes running Socket.io receives request, it passes this request to all of the other nodes. So also if any of the servers or any of the threads is sending messages to the user, it passes it through the adapter, publishes it to the adapter, and all of the other threads are connected to sub part of the pub/sub, and they are getting these messages and broadcasting it to all of the other clients. There are other ways of writing adapter. At NoPattern we are using ZeroMQ based one. We had to Really? Shit. Okay, so fast. Pretty much anything with pops-up functionality can work. You will have to write this code, but it is not really complicated. Emitter. Emitters is another part of software that allows you to emit messages or broadcast messages through Socket.io, but from outside of Socket.io thread, right? Before we were able to only emit from Socket.io. Now we are able to emit from pretty much any other thread that is also connected to the aforementioned adapter. So if you want to know anything about it, we'll talk later. But time is running, I think. Okay, let's play a game. Yeah, here it is. If you want to join, please join. We'll play a ball game. We'll pass a ball between us all. Warning, there is only one ball in the internet, so it's a problem. So if you can pass it, please pass it. Oh, I think that some guys are taking pictures of it, so try it. Yeah. Not here? Here. Come on. Damn it. Okay, for those who are trying, I hope that someone has the ball. You can see here who has the ball at the moment. I hope I get it some way or somehow. If you have the ball, please raise your hand. No one? We've lost it already? God damn it. Have it? Yeah, pass it. Yeah. Go. Anyone else? I don't have it. Again? Yeah, that happens. It's random. God damn it. I have nothing to... Some of those guys got it 4 times. Yeah, okay, next one. How often it changes? As soon as you click it, it passes to the other player. Oh, I got it. God damn it. Yeah. Yeah, there is only one ball in the internet. Sorry. A lot of people are competing for it, so it's a problem. Okay, we can play it at the bar later, okay? Okay, because I want to show it something else. Yeah, we can do it. And here we can draw penises. Yeah. It's a rectangle penis. Everyone has its own color, so it's the art. Okay? We are creating art. We are programmers. We are entitled to create a lot of art. We are drawing all at once. Yeah, damn it. You are really, really talented guys. Oh, damn it. Oh, hearts, really. Yeah, enough. Enough of the fun. Yeah, so this is the art. So I finished. God damn, I'm tired, and it was boring. Useful links, there's not much of it. First one is to the default site of Socket.io. Second one is to the engine.io, which is hard, and the reason why Socket.io is so cool. And third one is for the guys from heavy business side of things, which will tell you how to do authentication or all of the other not cool stuff. So yeah, well, we are hiring, I think. So okay, questions? That was questions.
All right. Hello. So in your company you use Socket.io?
Yeah, our newest project known as 4Screens is created around Socket.io. It is used to synchronize all of the users who are participating in live events, broadcast quiz questions, different types of data.
So have you considered using SockJS?
I knew it to ask that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. SockJS doesn't have multiplexing of connection, and this is really needed in our application because it is not provided for single client. It is SaaS, so software as a service, right? So anyone can use it. There are different live events running at once, so we really needed that multicasting, especially if you are providing chat and live event, or even several live events plus different kind of things, plus chats. So that this was really needed to not kill mobile users. This is really important. Second, I/O runs on your mobile phone and on your microwave and anything at all.
Next question.
Next question.
Hi. On the server side, is there any language other than JavaScript supported, like Ruby, Python, or Java, or whatever?
Yes, there are different clients and different server. No, server is just one, right? It's for Node, but there are connections to the Socket.io from Ruby, from .NET, from Python, and from the other different languages. It was kind of difficult when they switched from version 0.9 to version 1.0 because it was not backward compatible, and for a time there were no clients from other languages. Now there are. Try it.
All right, last question.
You are using Socket.io on the server, right?
You are using Socket.io on the server, but on the client too.
Project. Have you considered using any other messaging software like RabbitMQ or stuff like that, which allows you to connect through WebSocket as well, and it makes your clustering and fault tolerance easier to manage? Why are you going through the whole effort of implementing it on your own? Was there any meaningful?
Pretty much, we didn't have to implement anything at all.
But you said
our
that
own.
you have ZeroMQ connected. So
Yeah, there is already
already
implementation for ZeroMQ. It has one bug that I know of, and I have fixed for it, and I will probably push pull request in a couple of days when we check it thoroughly. But ZeroMQ is working. I have not checked other transports for the adapter, but they exist.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, dziękujemy bardzo. Thank you very much.